Hello, I'm Sandy Arnett.
And I'm Joanna Campbell.
On this edition of Commuter Connections, we'll show you how MTA is working hard to inform the public about BaltimoreLink. We'll introduce you to BaltimoreLink Street Team Outreach and the BaltimoreLink Information Bus.
We'll show you just what BaltimoreLink will look like on your first day out for travel.
And a look at the upcoming American Public Transportation Association National Rail Competition and Conference, which is being held in Baltimore.
All on this edition of Commuter Connections.
Getting word out about all the transformative changes related to BaltimoreLink is an important part of MTA customer outreach. That's why the agency has deployed teams of transit information specialists to assist transit riders with BaltimoreLink route and schedule information they'll need for travel. Joining us with a look at these street team efforts is MTA BaltimoreLink coordinator Laura Getty. Welcome to the show, Laura.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit, what is the Baltimore Street Team?
The Street Team effort is a group of people who are knowledgeable in BaltimoreLink, and they are out on our transit system, meeting with riders and letting them know about the changes that are coming to their routes. And they're available to answer any questions that riders may have.
Okay, so how would you describe their overall mission?
Their overall mission is to meet with as many riders as we possibly can. The goal of our public education campaign is we don't want anybody to show up on June 18th and be surprised that their route has changed.
Now, what kind of information is the street team sharing with our riders?
So each of the street teams has a number of rider alerts with them. I brought an example here, but each rider alert has the current route, and it details a map of exactly what happens to that route. So when a street team goes to the number 13, they're going to go up to somebody and say, oh, you ride the number 13 now, and walk them through the map of how that route will change.
And if riders are looking for somebody from the street team, how are they dressed? How can they identify a street team member?
So all of the street teams will have black BaltimoreLink t-shirts on, but they'll also have this very vibrant yellow smock that has brochure holders for all the brochures. So if they see anybody in that yellow smock, they'll know that they're a BaltimoreLink Street Team member.
Can't miss them.
You can't miss them.
So how did the whole Baltimore Street Team effort come to be?
So we've talked to a number of different transit agencies across the world who have done similar network redesigns, and they have all stressed the importance of their street teams. And if you think about it, more than just a best practice, if we want to reach our ridership, we need to go to where they are, and they're on the system, they're on our buses, they're at our bus stops, and that's where we need to engage with them.
So right now, where would you have them deployed?
Right now, they're deployed all throughout the system. We're concentrating on a lot of our high ridership stops, a lot of our transfer centers, but as we ramp up to launch and post-launch, they'll be everywhere.
Okay, which will be helpful.
Yeah. So how many BaltimoreLink street teams are out there now?
So right now they're in teams of 2. We have about 30 street team members deployed now. But as I mentioned before, as we ramp up to launch and those days after launch, we'll have hundreds of volunteers and MTA staff and people who are familiar with the system out there with our street teams.
So how long has the street teams existed? Because I'm sure that you all have been preparing.
So they've been deployed since May 7th. They'll be on the streets for 8 weeks, and that includes the 6 weeks prior to launch and the 2 weeks after.
Oh, okay. So you'll have them running past time.
Yes.
So if people have questions, even once BaltimoreLink has been rolled out, they'll be available. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
And what hours does the street team operate? When are they out there?
Right now, they're concentrating on peak time. So they're out there from 6 to 10 and from 3 to 7 p.m. every day. But as we get closer to launch, we'll extend those hours and the number of people.
And where can viewers find out more information about BaltimoreLink?
Viewers can find information at our website, BaltimoreLink.com. It's a great resource. It has a map of how every single route changes. Closer to launch, we'll post all of the BaltimoreLink schedules. And additionally, if riders can't get online, we have a BaltimoreLink headquarters that's located in the lobby of 6 St. Paul Street with all of the rider alerts and maps and staff that are there to help riders and answer their questions.
Well, it sounds like you certainly have covered all the bases, so hopefully
We're trying.
on June 18th there'll be no surprises. Everyone will be aware and ready. Well, thank you again for coming on and joining us with Commuter Connections.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you, Laura. As you've seen, BaltimoreLink Street Teams are out and about helping transit riders with information on all the great improvements to transit. It's probably hard to imagine, but what will it all look like when you head out for your first time on the BaltimoreLink system?
Oh, I can't believe I almost fell asleep. Oh. The bus stop has changed. The old 56 bus stop is now the new 87 bus link stop. Wow, I didn't know it was up already. It's brand new. Let me check my time, see what time it is. Oh, the bus is here already. Great. Yep, this is the 87 bus. I guess this is the one.
Hey, buddy.
You gonna drop me off at my job?
Sure, I'm still dropping you off at your job.
Thanks. Hey, bus operator. I woke up just a little earlier just for this new Baltimore bus link. And guess what? I fell asleep. And now I'm behind. Hey, operator. Am I on the right bus?
You're on the right bus. There's not a lot of twist and turn with the new BaltimoreLink.
Hey, bus driver, on my way back from work, I need to stop you downtown.
You'll zoom through downtown on your way back because of the transit signal priority. And with the new bus-only lane, we'll just barely make a stop.
That's a winner, too. This whole BaltimoreLink thing seems like a winner to me. Look, it's almost 8:56. I thought I was going to be late, but actually, I'm a few minutes early. That's amazing. Hey, I'm going to take one of your BaltimoreLink bus schedules.
Sure you can.
I'm on time for work, so everything is working out well with the new BaltimoreLink, and thank you very much for your help.
Hey, have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
See you later.
All right, sir.
Just ahead, a look at how MDOT MTA is reaching out to transit riders with a BaltimoreLink information bus. That's next.
A moment in transit.
I'm William Sumby. I'm the printer here at the Bush Division of MTA. I've been printing for almost 40 years, and we print bus schedules and numerous other things required to distribute to the customers out in the streets in their bus routes so they can get to their bus routes on time. Yeah, I was surprised at lunchtime. They awarded me my 35-year pin and my certificate, and I was really surprised about it, and it feels really good. Well, when I first came here in 1982, we were working in the other building, which is near Bush Street, and we had smaller machinery. We didn't have a lot of machinery, and we were printing schedules and bus transfers, and as time has changed, we've gotten bigger machinery, and we no longer print the transfers. We're printing numerous amounts of schedules, and it's working very well. These are the bus schedules right here. They're transferred from this press. They're printed on this press, and then they're set here. And this is what they look like after they're printed. And it's printed on both sides. And from here, we take it to the cutter, the large cutter across the room. We cut them down and then we take them to the folder, and we fold them. And we band them into bundles. And then we stack them in the back on the shelves. The reason I come to work every day is to see that the people get to their destinations on time, and all the transportation runs very smoothly. I like my job. I'm still here 35 years, so I like my job.
A moment in transit.
MDOT MTA is reaching out to transit riders in every way it can to ensure customers have all the information they need to navigate successfully on the new BaltimoreLink system. This outreach includes a transit bus that's out and about providing information on all the route changes that will affect bus travel. Joining us with a look at this outreach initiative is MDOT MTA Deputy Director of Customer Information, Wayne Morse. Welcome to Commuter Connection.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you. It's good to have you back on the show. So tell us, what is the BaltimoreLink Information Bus?
Well, it's just one of our outreach initiatives, and what it is a dedicated articulated bus that rides each of the routes one a day, picks up people for free, talks to them about BaltimoreLink, and then puts them off wherever they're getting off.
Okay, so this is an in-service bus then. It's not something that's necessarily parked somewhere?
Oh no, it's on the route. It's actually in addition to our normal buses. So it just hops on a route and picks lucky people up for free.
Oh, okay.
And how will riders know if it's the information bus? Does it have a special look to it?
Well, it does. It has BaltimoreLink on the front, and on the sides in big letters is BaltimoreLink Information Bus.
And where did the idea come from to have an information bus?
That's a great question. The last time I was on this show was the holiday bus. And while I was riding the holiday bus with Mr. Comfort, I said, wouldn't this be great if we did this for BaltimoreLink to get the word out? And he said, great idea, make that happen. So that's what happened, and we've got 2 buses out now, riding the routes, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and we've touched almost 7,000 people so far.
That's quite a few. So when did it actually begin, and how long do you expect that the bus will exist?
It started April 2nd with the first bus.
Okay.
In early May, we added a second bus because it was so successful. And as far as I know, a decision hasn't been made yet, but there's a lot of talk about extending it for a while.
Oh, okay, just to make sure the information is out there for folks who still may need it.
Most definitely.
So I know you mentioned it's running on several different routes. What are some of the routes that have been covered so far?
Well, we've completed 97% of all the lines right now. But what we're going to do is go back to the lines like the 5, the 15, the 8 that are having changes that our customers need to know about, and just keep hitting them, because those are the tough ones. Those are the ones that have been changed the most. The ones that are having big changes, we want to get out there, and we're going to keep riding those routes and making sure that the real complicated ones, people have a chance to really digest what's going to happen to their route come June 18th.
That'll be good, no surprises.
Right. And what kind of information can riders find while they're on the information bus?
Well, what we give them is what's called a rider alert. And that is a brochure that says, whatever route we're on, this is your route now, and this is your route after June 18th. So it's a direct comparison to what they know, and it bridges that jump to the new system. And it's been working out great.
Now, as we get closer to the launch, will the info bus be out more often?
Well, it's off pretty often now. It starts out at 6 in the morning, and the first one goes to 1. And the second bus starts at 1 and goes to 7:30 at night. So we're out and about.
So is there a schedule available for the location or line of the information bus?
Oh, most definitely. It's placed on Facebook every day.
Oh, okay, so people can like you on Facebook and be able to get information there.
By all means.
And where else, if someone wants information on the information bus or BaltimoreLink and some of the other activities, where can they find it?
Well, everything's on www.BaltimoreLink.com. And it's a wealth of information for everyone.
Okay, well, thanks again for joining us on the show. It sounds like the information bus has been really helpful to customers as far as getting the word out about BaltimoreLink.
Definitely. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
A moment in transit. If you need help with your new BaltimoreLink route, there's plenty of help available at a convenient downtown location.
So we're here at the BaltimoreLink Information Station at 6 St. Paul, here helping sort of to guide riders through the transition of the new BaltimoreLink system.
The center is chock full of brochures, rider alerts, and maps. Riders can check on schedules and get one-on-one consultations about their new routes.
We are actually helping people figure out how to get to where they need to go in the most efficient and timely manner. We find out where they're coming from, what bus they normally would catch, and we let them know what the new bus is and how they can get to their new location using that information.
We have a very large system map which helps visualize the new routes, particularly the CityLink and LocalLink bus routes.
So we give you information on your new routes. You can pick up your schedules and we'll help you get to where you need to go from station to station.
The center is the result of years of planning and is staffed by volunteers from around MDOT-MTA.
I've been working on BaltimoreLink about since I started at MTA almost 2 years ago. As you know, we've had a few different variations of the BaltimoreLink routes, so a lot of the planning that I was working on was measuring how the routes would actually perform once they were implemented.
Since the start of the new system, volunteers have seen more people interested in the information.
Definitely an increase. I feel like every day since the office opened, there's been more and more people. The first couple of days we had about like 30 to 50 people average, and today I think we've had over 200, and it's only noon.
So we have the ability to do one-on-one sort of sit-downs with riders, guide them through their specific stops and transfer points, and that's been a huge help, to help sort of guide them through this BaltimoreLink change.
Riders seem pleased with all the facility has to offer.
So I work at Marie G. Faring Elementary Middle School, and I'm a 5th grade math teacher. I go to my work using public transportation, and usually I go to Patapsco and then take the 14 or 16 to work. So I want to see the changes that are being done to the 14 and 16 routes. I'm glad that they're having an event like this where they're making sure that if information is needed, that it's out there and that it's available to go for all these people who need it. I think it's really neat. I looked it up on the internet, and they had an article about it, and they had some information about where I can find these centers. So I think it's really awesome that they're doing this. I haven't tried the new routes yet, but I'm really excited to, so I'm sure they're going to be great.
I got information on the 44, 105, the pink line, the green line, the purple line.
I work downtown at BG&E, and I came down to the office today to try to figure out how to get around the city all over again and what bus that would get me home and bring me to work on time. I got information on the yellow route, the pink route, the purple route, and the silver route. It's a lot of help getting the maps and the guides, and the people here have been really helpful.
So the regular office hours are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. up until the end of June.
Riders are encouraged to stop by not only for the information, but also for the chance to be a winner.
So we have a raffle. We draw a name daily, and that person will win a monthly bus pass. So that is going through the end of June.
We make sure we have our friendly demeanor. We give them the good eye contact and let them know we want to make sure that they're getting the information they need. So we want to make sure that everybody can get where they need to go, again, efficiently, safely, and as quickly as possible.
The BaltimoreLink Information Center will be available at 6 St. Paul Street in downtown Baltimore until June 30th. A moment in transit.
The month of June is a busy time for MDOT-MTA. In addition to the launch of BaltimoreLink, the agency is playing host to the APTA National Rail Rodeo Competition and Conference.
A little rain couldn't dampen spirits as rail operators from across the MTA met at Cromwell Light Rail Station to prove that they were the best of the best. The contestants were judged and scored on 5 events, including uniform inspection.
This is a part of the competition where we check on neatness and adherence to the policies for the uniform.
A written test.
The operators are tested on the operating rules, and the questions come directly, word for word from the operating rules. So it's just fill in the blank.
Customer service.
Thankfully, those are closing. The next station, Ferndale, this train destination, unvalid.
A train inspection.
For the train inspection, you had to give every defect that you can find. I found a few defects on the train. The coupler was pushed to the side. It should be straight. I came with my A game. I know I got this.
And the operating course.
The operator is trying to run a course. They have to select their route get communications with light rail control, follow all their instructions, and follow the instructions of the judge.
The rainy day battle concluded with the top 3 winners being announced. Third place went to operator Kevin Wade.
You know, we practiced, studied, picked up on some new things, I learned some new things, you know, and all it's going to brush down on me on how I'm going to serve the public.
Second place winner Michael Thomas not only places here, but also goes on to represent Baltimore in the international competition.
I attribute my success to my immediate supervisors, my co-workers, for always making me strive to do my best and be good at what I do and help me enjoy doing my job properly.
With the crowd cheering them on, MTA Deputy Chief Operating Officer Sean Adgerson announces the winner.
So our winner, badge number 6, oh my God. 3.
My success as an operator comes from my trainers, Sean Givens, Sharmel Richards, and Cedric Williams. Also, my supervisors, Ms. Dale and Ms. Donna, and everybody who helped me along the way even before I became a light rail operator on bus side.
The top 2 contestants will compete in June in the international competition. This year, the American Public Transportation Association will hold its International Rail Rodeo and Rail Conference right here in Baltimore. Teams from as far away as Tokyo will vie for the top honors. So, as our operators look to bring home the gold, our visitors will no doubt enjoy all that Charm City has to offer.
We've come to the end of another Commuter Connections program. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time. Take care.